my name is Megan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how I take notes using my iPad. Currently I'm a master's student studying sports medicine at the University of Leeds, and I'm also a university tutor at the local medical school. When I was at medical school we didn't have technology like this. We just used pen and paper to take notes and also used laptop to type up notes. I always prefer to take handwritten notes because I feel that I learn more when I write things myself, but it was the problem with losing lots of pieces of paper, not having them to hand, also killing the trees. A couple of years ago I was asking my students about using my iPad to take notes, also to be able to annotate PDFs as well using an iPad, and from there I've developed a note-taking system that is currently working well for me, so I thought I'd share. Also, I've had some requests to talk about how I use my iPad to take notes, so here we are. So first of all, the materials or the products that I use for this. I have an iPad Air that is 2019 version, that is a 10.5 inch screen. I then have the first generation Apple Pencil to go with this iPad. I would advise when looking into getting an iPad, make sure you get the right generation of Apple Pencil. Some iPads use the first generation, some iPads use the second generation, so just make sure you're aware of that. And I also have a screen protector that's called Paper-like. As the name suggests, the screen protector makes it like writing on paper, because if you just write on a normal screen protector with an Apple Pencil, it's a bit shiny, whereas the Paper-like protector has some resistance on it, so it's easier to write on. I then use a variety of different apps. The one that I use the most often is GoodNotes, and I'll go into more detail about GoodNotes later. I use this to make the majority of my handwritten notes, and I just find the interface really easy to use. And I tried using Notability, but I personally prefer how GoodNotes works for taking notes. For looking at lecture slides, I use the Keynote app. And I also use a font app called iFont, which I use to download fonts from Dafont from the internet to include new fonts that aren't included with my iPad in my documents. So with regards to taking notes, I'm going to put the camera towards the screen of me using GoodNotes, and I'll go through all the different areas of GoodNotes and the different parts that I use. I have my iPad in a blue cover to keep it safe, and then obviously my lock screen photo is me and Henley just after a run. I open my iPad with my fingerprint and then open the GoodNotes app. So this is what you have when you first go on the GoodNotes app. You can search through your documents, you can see any shared documents, and you can also see if you've favorited any documents. So I have favorited ones that I use the most at medical school, so I can easily access them. And then going back to my documents, mine are all arranged in different folders and they're colour coordinated depending on what they're for. Double tap to start a new document, and then you're faced with this page. So you can change the template by clicking on the three dots at the top. You can change the size of it. I like to use A4 templates. And then you can scroll through all of the different templates that are available to you here. I personally like to use squared paper. So first on the left you have the pen icon, and here you can choose between different types of pen, but I like to use a ball pen. And then you can choose different colours of pen as well. So you've got the preset colours, and then you've also got more custom colours as well. You can choose the different heaviness of the pens as well, from small, light to heavy. Then you've got an eraser, again small, medium, large size eraser. And you've got a highlighter. So same with the pens, you've got a choice of colours, so you've got the preset colours, and again you've got the custom colours which are more, and you've got the small, medium and large size. Next we've got the square drawing tool. So here you draw a rough outline of a shape, and then GoodNotes completes the shape for you. So we've got a square, an oval and a triangle. And then I'm going to use the lasso tool here, which is really useful. You can lasso a bit of your document and move it from one place to another. You can also resize it as well, so I find this really useful when using notes. You can then insert any images as well. So this automatically comes from your camera roll, so I've got various images of dogs, injuries, friends and knee complaints. and then you can insert text. So you tap on the text button, tap on the screen, and then the keyboard comes up and you can type what you want. And then you can also change the font here by clicking at the top. I don't use this next one here, I'm not sure what that is. This is a zoom function, so you can click on a certain bit of your document and it will zoom in for you. You can then add a page by clicking the page icon with the plus in it, and it can give you an option of what page type you want to include. You can also press the button next to it for getting rid of the toolbar and making the toolbar reappear. And then to change the name of the document, just click on the title and type a new name. To export your document, you can click on the share and export, and I use PDF to export quite often to export all my notes. Now I'm going to show you the flashcard feature. So I'm going through some sports and exercise medicine notes that I've made, and I've made some anatomy notes on the muscles of the back and shoulder. And here I've made the notes using pictures from KenHub. And if you click on the three dots, you can click study flashcards at the bottom. The question flashcards comes up, you tap it and the answer comes up, and you can then decide if you want to see it again or not. Next, we're going to go through how you can download fonts to your iPad. So using iFont, we go to font, finding the font, go on to font that links up to the web page. Find a font that you like and click download. Import this font into iFont, and then it will then take you back to the iFont page and click install. It will now say the profile is downloaded, so from here exit the app, go onto the settings option and click on profile downloaded. Install that profile, it will ask for your passcode and then you can install it, and then you are good to go. So then you can go back to your GoodNotes app where you were making notes, and then when you type something in the text box here, when you select which font you use, you can then use your new font that you have installed, as it should be there in the list. Another way that I use GoodNotes is when I'm taking notes from lectures. For this, I use the split screen function on an iPad, and I have the lectures on the left-hand side and I have my GoodNotes page open on the right-hand side, so I can take notes straight from the lecture as I'm going along, and that means I can also use any images from the lecture and I can copy and paste them straight across to my GoodNotes document. Thank you very much for joining me on this slightly whistle-stop tour of how I use my iPad to take notes. If you have any questions, please let me know. I can do a more in-depth video of different parts of it. I hope it has helped you, and I hope it's inspired you to make use of digital software for making your notes.